gameplay. Nothing too crazy, not a amazingly awesome game. It was a good game though, and we'll have to wait and see who's able to win this one out at the end. Really, the main focus of this video and probably my next several videos, and we'll see what happens after that. But for now, the time being, just the next several videos, I'm going to say anywhere from maybe 3 to 5 more. And it's all going to be based around Madden Ultimate Team and video games in general using this pay-to-win model. There's a lot for me to discuss on this, and there's a lot of different things that I can actually say to this that speak to me. Oh, yeah, I would go out there and say on a personal level, just because of how long I've been playing video games, and specifically football video games. My first football video game was on the Intellivision, which was an absolutely awful game, but for the time being, it was what it was, and it was football. After that, it was 10-Yard Fight for the NES. Rob Gronkowski with a great catch. Then, after that, it was Tecmo Bowl, which I would consider Tecmo Bowl one of the first real football games, even though it wasn't fully fleshed out and the playbooks were simple and the play calling system was simple. John Madden Football was the first real football game that I played, and I loved it, and I played the heck out of it. After that, I got Madden 94, and I played Madden 94 so much and loved it so much that I actually went through and wrote the statistics for the entire season. Oh, you gotta catch that, Brown. For the entire season on little envelopes, and, made them categorically quarterback, running, blah, blah, rushes, a whole entire nine. I don't think it was until 1996 that the in-game memory was able to keep track of statistics for the whole entire season. So the biggest thing that I would like to talk about regarding football game, Madden, because there really isn't any other football game unless you include the other ones that have come out over the years, which I think at this point I'd be more willing to try some of those than the other ones. But it's not just Madden, it's not just EA, it's not just this particular franchise, it's video games in general, and it's this whole entire pay-to-win model. There was a time not all that long ago when you were good at a video game because you were good. You had the time, you had the skills, and you had the ability to get good at a video game. And nowadays, you just have to kind of throw money at it, and it's not going to guarantee that you're the best player ever. And it's not going to guarantee that you're going to get a win every single time. But what it does do is it gives you a statistical advantage over your opponent. Now, I've heard several arguments on this to me. A lot. And again, I'm going to try to cut this down into videos because I could probably talk for 2 or 3 hours about all of this. But again, rather than shoving it down your guys' throats all at once, I'm going to try to break it up into videos so I can kind of give you my perspective on it. And hopefully it's one that people will, you don't have to agree with it. You can disagree. You can do whatever you want. But there should be a dialogue about this because it's getting rather ridiculous. This whole entire pay to win, it's ridiculous. And people have started just kind of accepting it. Like, well, that's the way it goes. Well, no. It doesn't have to be that way. People don't have to buy things in games with actual real money. You hear stories of people getting credit cards, and keeping those credit card secrets from people so that way they can buy extra stuff in video games. That is preposterous to me. Absolutely ridiculous. But that, again, is my opinion, and I'm not going to sit there and think somebody's a bad person or a stupid person or anything like that just because they want to do what they want to do with their money. It's their prerogative. They can do whatever they like. I tried throwing it to the screen there, but for some reason I hit the Y and it just didn't work. So, good game so far, though. it's totally up to people and what they want to do. Oh my God, you got held onto the ball. But I can tell you that I feel there have been several times where I've been playing Madden and my what's the word I'm looking for? My oh gosh, what is the word I'm looking for? My immersion into the game has been broken because of the fact that I've played somebody who just has a better team than me. And yes, you can stop just about anything, but it includes calling all these different audibles and putting people into places where it wouldn't really make a lot of sense to put people into those places, putting defensive linemen into zone, like deep zones and stuff like that. I mean, it's when you have to press 20 buttons in the matter of 5 seconds just in order to make sure that the other person doesn't gain a first down on you every single play, that's kind of messed up. I think that there are several ways that you can fix this whole entire pay to win model, at least in Madden. I won't get into the other games. I won't get into other things just because I don't play them, so I don't really have that big of an opinion on them. What I can tell you, though, is that simply put, you could do very easy things to make this a non-issue in Madden. One of them being you just have people stop buying or have EA stop offering these packs to people. I mean, people, don't have to buy these packs. They choose to, and that's fine. Again, it's fine. But you're paying extra for a video game. And if you really think about it, these people who buy the packs, you would actually have more of an opportunity to get better players. Nice pick, Shazier. If people didn't buy packs, I know that sounds kind of backwards, but it's actually really easy. If people don't buy packs, the people who put the more effort and time into the game are going to have a better opportunity to get the better players because they have the time and the opportunity to do so. So rather than going out and buying a whole bunch of packs and crossing your fingers, and now you got to remember too, EA now is all over it. They're like, oh my God, people are buying these packs left and right. Hundreds, thousands of extra dollars every year that one person will spend on these packs. EA is not going to increase the odds. EA is not going to make it easier to get a great pull out of an all-pro pack. They're going to make it harder. They're going to make it so much harder because of the simple fact that they know that they've got this audience of people that will continue to buy these packs. Therefore, it's actually the people who say, they want to increase the odds of getting the great players. It's actually a lot of times these people who are hurting their chances of getting the great players because pack odds are going to be decreased. Nice run, Blunt. By the simple fact that EA knows that if they decrease the pack odds, they can get more people to spend more money on this game. I'm sorry if I get off onto some tangents here, but again, I could talk for hours. I'm going to try to be as focused and straightforward as I can be. But again, I might get off on some tangents here and there. The second way to fix this, and in my opinion, this is easy as well, is you just make a tier system. Fine, you want to pay for your packs? Go for it. But you're going to have to play against people who have spent similar money. I personally, which I felt ripped off by this, got the deluxe edition, which included, I think it was like 35 or 40 all-pro packs. And at first when I got, I'm like, oh, sweet. I'm going to be able to start Madden Ultimate Team with all those pro packs. This is going to help me out so much. No. You get one pack a goddamn week. I mean, my goodness gracious. Nice throw there. Dotted me up. Man, that's rough to swallow right there. So I already felt ripped off by the game before I even really started playing it, but whatever. But so I would say anybody who has spent $0 to $100 on the game, because again, the all pro packs don't make a difference. You get one every week. So if you really wanted to, you could say 0 to 60, but I'd say 0 to 100. Then 101 to 500, they all play each other. And then 501 to 1,000, they all play each other. And then 1,000 to 1 and up, probably up to 5,000, because it's probably a lot. Then 5,000 and up. All those people play each other. But they're not going to do that, and they would be stupid to do that because of the simple fact that they've already established that line. And people who pay money for these extra packs to win are going to not want to play other people who are running the same exact scheme with every single player that's the exact same. These people buy these packs because they want the best teams. They want the good teams. So obviously EA is not going to do that. And even if EA decided to do that, they're not going to, the other people probably aren't going to like it that much because it's going to become a very boring, monotonous slugfest of a game. Oh, you got to hold on to that. I dropped so many passes. It is ridiculous. Passes that I think I should have. I've heard so many different arguments as the whole entire scheme over team, so on and so forth. And yeah, you're right. David versus Goliath. David won, okay? But that's only one example. In general, if your people are bigger, faster, stronger, more intelligent across the board, then you have an advantage. And when you buy these cards, you do have a statistical advantage. It is mathematically impossible not to have a statistical advantage over me, somebody who has not paid a single dime. Whoa! Oh, that's a great pick. Somebody who hasn't spent a single dime since my purchase on this game. Again, sorry if I kind of get a little long-winded. Sorry if I kind of get a little off subject into tangents, but that's my feelings on it. Somebody actually compared it to like having a car, because I get into arguments with people about this once in a while. And this is what they said to me. Right here, I thought he was going to run commit, so I was going to try to trick him. I was trying to see if I could trick him into run committing and just get an easy touchdown, but it's all good. I think I can make this field goal. Gostowski, focused kicker. I told this person, I said, well, yeah, sure. Like, if you pay more money for a car, yeah, it should run better and faster than my car. But if you pull up next to me and say, hey, you want to race for pink slips? I'm going to say no. I don't want to race you because I know that you have an advantage over me. That's it, guys. That's the first video. Let me know. Let's open a discussion for this. Let's talk about this. Let's try to figure out a better way in order to make it so pay-to-win scenarios start getting out of video games. You know, we have the advantage as gamers. We can control this so much more than what we have. We don't have to just roll over and let companies continue to make us pay for stuff like this in order to be one of the better players out on the leaderboard. I'm not even saying I'd be one of the best players at Madden, but I think I would have a much better chance of it if I didn't have to pay people who played to win or paid for their cards so much. I personally feel that way. Maybe, maybe not. But again, I don't think pay to win has its place in video games, and it shouldn't. And we should try to do something to kind of take that back a little bit. Hopefully nobody comes and bombs my house because I said stuff like this. Have a nice day. See ya.